celebrating light for the past 20 years. These people have not seen light. Imagine.
First in history.
This is Omola community in Etche local government. Over 20 years. Can you imagine? Take a good look at them.
So that video you watch was the people of Etche, a boundary between Abia in Umaya State and Etche in Rivers State, celebrating that they saw electricity after 20 years of being in total darkness. A confirmation of the Igbo adage that said, Onunubewan negene abanoso. A confirmation of that Igbo adage that said, Onyaya na nwanne ya. A proof that Igbos love themselves. Tell me how a state in Southeast will extend love to a state in South. Tell me how somebody they said is not Igbo. People are shouting, there's no Igbo in River State. You are forcing people to be Igbo, but they are extending their hand to their brothers over there. Of course, I know that so many Etches believe they are Igbos. But if you are the type that always set camera to do gli, the Igbos are shaming you people on daily basis. They are showing love, they are showing unity, they are showing that they love themselves. You know, Siam, I told you people there is a total revolution economically going on in Southeast that if you do not open your eye, it will pass you by. There is a total change of governance led by Alesoti, seconded by Peter Mbai in Enugu, and then Ebonyi State Governor, followed by the what Hope Uzodinma and Soludo are doing. You might shocking believe you that these guys, we might not like them politically because we see them as an APC, it's too late, but there's something going on in the Southeast that if you do not open your eyes well, it will bypass you. This is what is going on. Abia is the only place that has steady light in the entire Nigeria. They are now extending their energy to their brothers in another state, in another geopolitical zone. How more can I say? That Igbo stood for truth, justice, help, equity, fairness. This is what the Igbo stand for. Without going too far, how many of you remember this video? When it trended just last week here, that the king stood his ground to tell Mr. President in the public that is not happy with the injustice meted at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, while his counterpart in Yoruba land is seen as a hero and is walking freely in the street. Even they want to confer him a chieftaincy title and honor for the person decided to seeking for secession, but an Igbo man is seen as an enemy. But that is not where I'm going to. There's a speech that the man made at the end of it. Please listen to it.
My brother, fellow royal father, the Imperial Majesty, does not seem to understand the pain in my heart when Nnamdi Kanu is in Sokoto. So, sir, the ball stops on your court. Bring this man out. If we don't want him in Nigeria, return him to Kenya or London, where they took him from. You see, some of us here are being asked to go and work, but the young people in the Southeast are so agitated, they can even beat us. They see us as sellouts. We come to Abuja, they may think we come to collect money, and then we keep quiet. So, sir, please do something about this. Do something about this. We cannot make progress in this country if we don't tell ourselves the home truth. There's no way. There's no way. Now, again, they were talking about Southern Traditional Rulers Committee on Health. And the eminent professor Patel was saying that this will become an annual event, what we are doing today, if I heard him correctly. The truth of the matter is that there is nothing like Southern Traditional Rulers Council. If you come here, party, and you give money to people on that basis, it's not correct. The South is not the North. We have a system. We need unity in diversity. So that people, so if you want to deal with us in the Southeast. If you have resources for us, give it to us. Don't give it to people who come and say, we are Southern Traditional Rulers Council. Democracy is a representative government. And anybody who goes to present himself without his people is not democratic. So get it. We think that we will do our best. Mr. President, we are going to support this health. Do all we can, but please listen to our cries. May God bless all of us.
Now, let me give you background of this page. You know, this conference that you saw this man making this page was organized by traditional leaders, traditional councils of the southern Nigeria, led by Ooni of Ife. And they call it health, whatever they give it as a title. Now, last year, there's an open public hearing where the House of Rep and the Senate jointly said that they want to have two traditional heads in the entire Nigeria, one for the North, one for the South. And the North has chosen the Emir of Sokoto, the head of Caliphate, to be the leaders of the North. I don't know whether the Middle Belt agree or not, but this is what is obtainable. Then the South, they pick Ooni of Ife. And today, I can categorically tell you that one of the reasons they hold this conference is because they want to use it to unite together, have one voice, what they call political structure or traditional people structure, to push the agenda for Mr. President, APC 2027. Okay, fine. There's nothing bad about it. An incumbent government has right to use whatever means they have to push their own agenda and make sure they solidify their position. Do you get? Yes. But this king is trying now to say that it's not going to be possible to have one person speaking for the entire of the Southeast. Exactly. So you have to listen to what this man is saying keenly. Let me play it again.
We cannot make progress in this country if we don't tell ourselves the home truth. There's no way. There's no way. Now, again, they were talking about Southern Traditional Rulers Committee on Health. And the eminent professor Pate was saying that this will become an annual event, what we are doing today, if I heard him correctly. The truth of the matter is that there is nothing like Southern Traditional Rulers Council. If you come here, Pate, and you give money to people on that basis, it's not correct. The South is not the North. We have a system. We need unity in diversity. So that people, so if you want to deal with us in the Southeast. If you have resources for us, give it to us. Don't give it to people who come and say, we are Southern Traditional Rulers Council. Democracy is a representative government. And anybody who goes to present himself without his people is not democratic. So get it. We think that we will do our best. Mr. President, we are going to support this head. Do all we can, but please listen to our cries. May God bless all of us.
And for you, the king is saying that nobody should come and claim that he's representing Southeast, because Southeast is not represented by one person. Don't come and give one person money in the name of Southeast representation, because Southeast is not represented by one person. That's what this king is saying. In case you don't understand, I repeat again, that is what this king is saying. Now, there are so many kings, first-class king, in the entire southern Nigeria. There is the Ata of Egala, Olu of Warri, Oba of Benin, so many of them in Ijo, in Efik, in Annam, in Ibibio. All these ones are known to be kings in their various thrones. None of this one is challenging this status quo or this permutation that the politics with the traditional leaders are doing to make Oni to be the only one speaking voice of all the kings in the south. But when the outcome will favor everybody, the same people will connive to speak against the Igbo kings. This is an Igwe from Ezago in Enugu State, who boldly said that it's not going to be possible because we understand the true nature of Igbo system. Igbo Enweze does not mean that Igbo does not have a king, but we don't have one central person. If you go to the entire Benin, every village does not have a king. They only have chiefs, dukes, who all of them pay homage to Abia of Benin as their only one king. But we don't do that. In our Igbo culture, every village has a king and is equal to any king anywhere. That is it. The Isenuku king cannot determine the Onchubo, what Onchubo will do. And Onchubo cannot tell Umunede what to do. Neither will Umunede tell Uboba what to do. Uboba cannot tell Ibodo what to do. The same thing when you cross to the southeast. It's the same way. Even if you go to a Iwanke where they have 6 autonomous kingdoms, the Iwonto does not tell Ake what to do. Neither does he tell Olije what to do. Every king only has jurisdiction and authority over his own territory. But despite that, there is a republican nature even in every kingdom. The king does not have a dictatorship or tyranny and an automatic power to declare anything. You need to consult the cabinet. And it is what the Opalukus, the head of each clan, said that happens. Because Igbo practice true republican nature. We are not Democrats. in every Igbo. And this is why we say that even those that are denied Igbo are still Igbo because they still practice the same thing. Their kingship method are the same. And of course, if you go by the history, you know that in the initial time, Igbo does not have king. That is why Igbo makes sense. It is the coming of the Britain that started installing kings from village to village in some of these villages that stay today because they want to have someone they can hold accountable when they want to demand indirect tax from the people. I don't want to go into details, but what I'm trying to say, can you see how an Igbo king is publicly defending the entire of the Igbo land and the south regions over this issue? That the man is saying that we are not supposed to be having one single person to be speaking on behalf of other kings. Exactly. He's saying it. All these sons that are claiming, don't talk to Abia, don't talk to Atafigala, our king is this. None of them was able to challenge the status quo. Then you may say, they did not attend, but they send the representatives. Because I know that Igwe and Etche did not come there. Yes, he did not come. Of one nature. There are so many Igwes that are prominent in Igbo land. The Ezenri did not come. But even the person that went to represent them from Ezagu now decided to speak on their behalf. Say, no, it's not possible. And I know he's speaking the minds of the entire Igbo kings. But today he's defending the entire South. Just the same way the Igbos are the one that defended the entire South when it comes to sharing of crude oil percentage. They were there dragging. It was even 5% they want to give them. An Igbo man stood up and said, give them 13% derivation. 13% from what they made from the crude oil every month should be given to them. The same Igbo man that all of you will come together to gaslight, to speak against. Always Igbo man fighting for the entire Nigeria. Fighting for the entire people. But then they will see connive and gang up to say that the Igbo man is one trying to destroy the country. Because he wants everybody to benefit. But you, instead of you to see that the Igbo man is doing it for you to benefit, we see the government will sell you into propaganda to believe that Igbo man is doing it because he's selfish. You don't want your leaders to benefit. The leaders have been selfish on their own. Nobody's benefiting. But when people come to say, let this thing go round, let this thing be equally shared, you will not buy into it. See it now. The same Igbos are the one fighting for us to have seaports in the Niger deltas. In Warri, the state I am now, Delta State, or in Port Harcourt. The same Igbos, every time you see them shouting, open seaport. Lagos is not only Nigeria, open seaport. The whole of the South, those one where they claim will be Niger Delta, I am South, I am not Igbo, stop forcing us, this, that, Niger Delta Republic. None of them is speaking for the government to give them support that will bring employment, that will generate revenue, that will bring massive job and great revenue for them. They are not seeing it. In fact, some of them will say, instead of them to open the seaport, let it remain there, so far Igbo man will suffer. And you think you are doing the Igbos? You are doing yourself. Exactly. That's how the world goes. Every day, the Igbos are the one crying for this. You will not be looking at it that the Igbos are the only one complaining. Why they complain? But at the end of the day, you that is not complaining is on the losing side. Because if Igbo man import the goods and spend more money on transportation, moving it from Lagos to here, he will add money to the price. You will pay. So who lose and who gain? But we are saying this in so that your eye will be open and know that these people you see as your enemy are not your enemies. Look at it now. They are giving light to their brothers. Meanwhile, Okwan here in Anyoma, he has stayed 20 years. Just the same 20 years people say. Nobody has given the light. Instead, their own brother, Okwan, man, which is the deputy governor, is telling them they are making noise, that the protest they did was noise and politically motivated. Your leaders are sellouts. Meanwhile, those ones you say they are sellouts are the one helping them, their own brothers, extending a help to their brothers in the other side. You think if Abia is near to us and Okwan asks for electricity, they won't give to you. But if you tell Okwan man, you are more related to an Igbo man than the way you relate to Bini or Robo. He said, no, you are forcing us to be Igbo. You are not this. But blood is showing his own blood at the point in time. Okay? Nibe is no gain one ne oyana. When you reach time for brotherhood, friendship will go. That is it. See now, 20 good years, Okwane village stay without no electricity. 20 good years. They even protest their deputy governor, who is their own brother, and Okwane man, is telling them they're making noise. I go lie for you. It's on internet. Take my word for it. Research and see it. I posted it here before, where an Okwane man was saying it on national TV. That his own village predicted 13th century, and since they born him to today, they never see light. That man is above 40. And we're just saying 20 years because some people have seen light, but 20 years, some of them have not seen light. But look at it. Other people are already giving to their brothers in another state. And they demanded, this senator, Ned Nwoko, demanded that the same government should step down the electricity for those people to enjoy. But the same people now, they fight the man because he said he wants to create a state for them. Ndị awobi, ndị enwe n'uche. Ndị nkite lachi ike, ndị enwe n'uche. Wa wepụ n'otubo, wepụ n'ụbụrụ isi. See now, thank God that every excuse you have against Indigo, they are turning it around. They are turning it around. They are showing resilience. They are showing growth. They are coming up peacefully, changing the narrative, building infrastructures, building good roads, establishing industries in their place. All the things they say, they are doing sit at home. They have stopped the sit at home now. Shame no let una talk again. When I know they set camera and say, you are doing, you are swallowing your economy, you are doing sit at home. Nobody fit talk again. When I not get anything to pattern them with again. I'm out of here, John.